Hey, everybody. Hey, Miranda. I think you're here now. Today's topic, I was going to post this one on, I shared this image on Instagram this morning, just about happiness isn't the destination. But I've had this one in my head too. It's like Xing it out, this idea of happiness. Welcome to those of you who are here. If you're watching live and want to say hello in the comments, that would be awesome, just so I know that you are around. I am really into this topic today, and yeah, I think it's an important one, this idea of happiness and what it means to be happy and the glorification of happy. So I invite you to share it. I invite you to like it, to heart it, to comment on it, to share your thoughts in the comments as we're live, because I love the engagement. I realized this morning, Melissa, I'm so glad you're here live. I realized this morning that I think I've done this is maybe my 25th video, and my goal was to do 30. So I'm kind of almost at the end of the run, and I'm curious. I'll just be asking over the next few days. I'll do today and tomorrow and then a few days next week. And I'd really love to know from you what you'd like to see next. If you'd like to see more videos, if there's a particular theme or idea you want to go more deeply into, because I'm here for you, and I'm creating stuff and bringing ideas to the table that I really think will be in service to where you're at and to help you uncover some new stuff and have some powerful insights. So please don't hesitate to reach out and share just what you're thinking about. And yeah, I'm all up for brainstorming. So, okay. So last week, so today's topic is on happiness, because yesterday I was talking about from island A to island B. And sometimes people say, well, I just want to be happy. Okay, so a few weeks ago, I was listening to this podcast called Invisibilia, and I have that to share. It's called Invisibilia, and their theme this year is all around kind of the hidden understanding of thinking and emotions and who we are, and I love that stuff. And they did this whole 2 episodes around emotions and where feelings come from. Now, this is just how I see it. So what I'm going to share today is really just how I see things, because that's all I can really share, and what you hear is what matters. So please share as we go along. And this researcher has demonstrated something really interesting, that when we're born, we essentially can experience 4 different sensations, very generalized, kind of foggy sensations. Pleasantness, so there's like an unpleasant sensation. There's a pleasant sensation, unpleasant sensations, calm, and arousal or pleasure. Those are the 4 things we can experience in our bodies. And what happens is, as we get older, our parents and our society labels all of those sensations. So when you're on a playground and someone comes and takes your toy, your parent or guardian says, oh, you must be so angry, right? So that whatever sensation you're experiencing in your body when someone takes your thing is labeled as anger. And, today's the last day of school for my kids. So they're experiencing some sensation in their body. And I'm like, oh, you must be so happy, right? So I'm essentially teaching my kids the labels for these sensations that as I see it. And I see it the way that I do because of what I was taught growing up. So I find that fascinating, this idea that we aren't born frustrated. We aren't born resentful. We aren't born happy. We aren't born anxious. We're born and we experience these things in our bodies, these sensations that we can actually kind of identify, right? My heart's beating up. I'm sweaty. I feel fast, or slow, or nothing. I feel calm. But as we get older and through the messaging, we're kind of taught these labels of what all those sensations are in different contexts and concepts around those sensations. So that part I find really fascinating. So now we're grown-ups, we're adults, we've experienced this life, and we walk around having sensations in our bodies I call those emotions. So this is, again, just how I kind of have crafted it in my head, that the sensations we feel in our bodies are our emotions, and feelings are the labels that we put on those sensations. So a feeling, I like to say, is one word that describes whatever you're sensing in your body. Sad. I feel, I'm suddenly like having this blank. There's like emotions lists at the wazoo on Google. I feel happy. I feel scared. I feel uncertain, right? So we kind of check in for a second and then we say, oh, I feel this thing. One thing that I've noticed is the feeling, right? This label for whatever the sensation is of happiness. I feel happy. And more than just that idea of happiness, happiness has been glorified into like the pinnacle of feeling, of experience of life. I was thinking of Bobby McFerrin. Don't worry, be happy. Happy wife, happy life. I just want to be happy. How many times have we heard that? Have we said that? I just want to be happy. And I'm more and more, as I see it more, I'm starting to take issue with it. And because the quest to be happy essentially minimizes all the other emotional experiences that are a part of life, that we're born with. We're born able to experience all these different sensations. And we have been taught or told that to be happy is the right one. So anytime we're not happy, it's like something's wrong. Anytime we're not happy, it's like there's a flaw or we need to find it again, right? So we go on this quest to find happiness. And I don't think that's what there is. I don't think that's the ultimate thing to find. And the picture that I use, because I love my whiteboard. Hold on. The picture that I use is like a line. And that line is like, I call this line equilibrium, homeostasis, neutral. And let's say, and this is the first time I'm kind of workshopping this, so forgive me if it's at all clunky. And so we're born like experiencing kind of different emotions and sensations around this line: unpleasant, pleasant, calm, aroused, right? And then as we grow up and we hear messages and we start to read things and we start to think, oh, it's about being happy. And we're told, oh, it's so great that you're happy. I just want you to be happy. I want everyone to be happy. Happiness is like this thing up here. It's like this imaginary label for a good sensation. And suddenly we think that this is the thing we're supposed to be at all the time. That's on the island. Is off. And so we work for it. We stress out about it. We feel badly when we're not up there. We wonder how to get there. And I kind of want to just suggest to you that that's not the place to get to. That doesn't mean that feeling happy isn't great. Oh, I'm so happy. I love it too. But it's one of a kaleidoscope of sensations and emotions and feelings that there are to experience in life. And it's not the one. It's just one. And that, in fact, the place to kind of practice getting back to and to rely on and to know is consistent is this one. It's just this baseline calm, this baseline centeredness, this baseline neutrality that is always there, and around which we just experience a variety of emotions that we've labeled as feelings, that we've categorized as being either good or bad. And listen, I'm human. I experience it too. And when I'm in the midst of like being anxious or sad or grief, of course I have this level of like, this isn't good. I don't want to feel this way. But if you're able to take the comparison out of it and realize that the feeling is just what it is, and the feeling is there because of a thought that's coming through, and that's all that's happening, and this is part of the human experience, it doesn't take the feeling away or the emotion away, but it takes the edge off experiencing the emotion. It takes the fear out of experiencing the emotion. It takes the resignation or the sense or belief that it's going to last forever. I'm going to just feel this forever, because we don't, because feeling comes with thought, and thought flows like a river and changes all the time. So I'd love to know what you're hearing. Please, if you're watching live, like, share some thoughts, because one of the hardest parts about doing these Facebook Lives is not having the face-to-face engagement. That is where the magic really happens. And so the way that we're doing this now is just, I'm asking you to share in the comments. I'm thinking the next phase of this might be more of a face-to-face option for people, so that we can really hop on and dive into some of this stuff. So Melissa came in and she shared, first of all, she shared some emotions, some feelings, right? Some of these labels that we put on our emotions, which I think is great. Sarah's here. Sarah, I've been thinking about you. Melissa's sharing, it helps when I remember that the feeling will pass. And sometimes that's all we can do. You know, lately I've been really practicing this, because it's a practice, because we all end up in it, because we're all in the human condition, and we're all battling the stories that we've believed for the past 30, 40, 50, 60 years about what a healthy emotional life looks like. And taking the judgment off of that can be challenging. And so for me, sometimes the practice is, when I'm feeling a certain emotion, is not in trying to change it, to challenge it, to judge it, but to just watch it, and to know and to trust that it's just a wave. It's just a wave, and that the ocean is vast. I don't know if that makes sense. Sarah's sharing gold. Yeah, I'm really into this topic, and I'll be curious if you start to notice it out there, that so many people talk about happy. If you're on Instagram, you see all these images. Just whenever I see something with happiness or be happy or so happy, there's something in me now that just kind of wants to be like, it's okay not to be. Like, it's okay not to have a happy day. It's natural, like it's innate to have a wide variety of experience in your life. And that's what makes us human and colorful and interesting. And if we can reach a different level of acceptance around that, we can have more peace around it. You know, we can have that undercurrent of homeostasis, even when we can know that we're always going to come back to that place, even when it gets really intense. Karen shares, this is fascinating. A huge message from my father was, I just want you to be happy. That was the closer statement after he maybe disagreed with my choices or path. Interesting. So Karen, I'm curious then what you're hearing now in relation to that. And listen, our parents are doing the best job. I'm doing the best job I can as a parent. If you're a parent out there and you're trying to like teach kids about emotions and stuff, but I am trying to be more mindful around that idea of like, we just want you to be happy. We just want you to be happy, which one suggests that you're not happy, like that you're missing something that there is to go and get. And two, that happiness is the goal. And it's like trying to become good at something you'll never ever master, because that's not how it works. That's not how we were designed to work. We were designed to experience all this stuff, and it's all okay. You know, when I'm with people in conversation and I'm coaching and they're experiencing a lot of emotion, I sometimes want to tell them, like, your emotions don't scare me. There is no like, oh no, I don't want you to feel that. It's like, yeah, you're feeling that. And let's just sit with it and feel it and normalize it, because it's much like we don't want to add this layer of trying to fight it. One of my favorite sayings is, when the wave comes, dive deep. It's not when the wave comes, try to push away the wave or hold the wave back with your, strength and resilience. And I will not feel this way. It's like, well, just know that that's okay. And then the wave will pass and you'll be back to center, and then another wave will come, and maybe the next wave will be really high and you'll just be full of elation and so full of joy, and then you'll come back, and then maybe other waves will come and you'll experience these unpleasant but not wrong sensations, and you'll just sit with them and know that you're going to come back. So that's what I have to share about happiness. that it's okay if you're not happy today. It's okay if you're not happy today. And it's normal. And it's not a flaw. And there's nothing to find. And you're not broken. And I almost want to take it out of the lexicon for a little bit, because it's become such this, like, we've glorified it. That was another thing I was writing this morning, like, stop the glorification of happiness. And what would it be like if we just let ourselves off the hook from that? Any final thoughts, comments? If you want to share this one, that would be awesome. I feel really good about this one. I feel like the past few days have been some really great stuff. If you didn't get to watch the other day, the one about fear, that one I felt really jazzed about. This one I think is incredibly important, and I invite you to... John Lyons is watching? Stop. Everybody. John Lyons and I grew up and down the street from one another, and I hadn't seen him in, like, what, 30 years maybe? And all of a sudden he shows up on Facebook. That was a fun find. Yeah, so this is a good one to share if you feel so inspired. And again, I'm using kind of what comes up with you guys to inspire the next ones. I've got at least 5 more of these over the next few days and into next week. So if there are themes, questions, challenges, debates, something that isn't resonating or is coming up for you, please share it with me. Send me a message, post it in the comments. And thanks for all the likes and the loves and just being here. It's been really awesome. Any final thoughts, questions before we get on with our day? Okay. You're all great. Karen, I love seeing your face in the morning. I love seeing your face in the morning too. And I wish we could see more of each other in person, but I know that's going to happen. Just got to keep working at it. All right. Fabulous. I hope you have a great Thursday. And I'll see you tomorrow. Thank you, Sarah. I'm so happy you were here. I've been thinking about you. So we'll talk again soon. John, keep doing what I'm doing. I can't stop. I love this stuff. I totally geek out about it. So I'm just bringing more of that out here. So thanks for being here. It was so exciting. All right. You guys all be well. And I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.